Economic news today. President Joe Biden arguing that the U.S. is not in a recession, even though we found out this morning that the economy shrank for the second consecutive quarter. For a long time, people have considered two consecutive negative GDP reports to mean that we are in a recession. And we also, of course, have near record high inflation and higher interest rates, forcing consumers and businesses to pull back on their spending. The GDP that we mentioned stands for Gross Domestic Product. It's the broadest measure of goods and services, and it shrank by 0.9% last quarter. The counter to the recession narrative, though, came from President Biden today, who said we have a strong job market with unemployment at 3.6% and more than 1 million jobs created in the second quarter, just as GDP was going down. So with all that in mind, two on your sides, Kelly Dudzik joins us now. I know you spent the day trying to get people some answers to their economic questions for an economy that's not working so well for a lot of people, especially with inflation.
Yeah, most people.
Yeah, but I want to get to that recession question. And we did hear today sort of some spin from the Treasury Secretary. Here's what Janet Yellen said earlier.
Most economists and most Americans have a similar definition of recession. Substantial job losses and mass layoffs, businesses shutting down, private sector activities slowing considerably, family budgets under immense strain, in sum, a broad-based weakening of our economy. That is not what we're seeing right now when you look at the economy.
All right, so if this is a recession, it's not a normal recession, but still you have this kind of back and forth. I know you talked with an economics professor today about all of this, trying to get past the politics, and good luck with that.
Yeah.
What did you find out?
Well, if you look at the headlines today, the recession question really depends upon who you ask. We do know the last recession was in 2020, the shortest on record, only lasting 2 months. Then there was the one that went from the end of 2007 to June 2009. That was caused by the financial crisis. That was the Great Recession. And to get some clarity today, I talked with Niagara University Assistant Professor of Economics, Craig Tiedemann.
I think the important thing is that we don't actually know right now. If you think about the formal definition of a recession, that's made by a group at the National Bureau of Economic Research, NBER, where they're going to look at a bunch of different data indicators and will actually retroactively determine if we actually are in a recession at present. Certainly, if we think about an informal definition, that's pretty standard for a recession. By that metric, 2 consecutive quarters of the economy shrinking, we would be meeting that definition as of the GDP report that was released this morning. But again, I think like some of the things that some people might look at is the fact that, a lot of times when we think about a recession, one of the hallmarks, the principal point of pain for a lot of American households is the high level of unemployment. And the fact is right now we don't really see that.
So his answer is that we officially don't know yet because that group has to decide, but really the official term doesn't matter to most people because things cost so much and everybody's hurting right now.
Yeah, recession seems on the back burner to inflation,
Yes.
which everybody is dealing with, so that might be the key. Kelly, thank you very much. More to come at 6.